March 21st, 2017, Lancaster, Pennsylvania, Rachel's Cafe and Crepe. Baby. Always babies. I just want a baby-free restaurant. Or a room in a restaurant where I don't have to hear that sound. I'd rather hear a jackhammer. Then there's trash dads who bring babies to bars. The thing about babies is they dominate my thoughts, and I can't think and I can't write when they're around. The spawn of humanity, driven mad by input and accepting the hard influence of all the world. The baby sees all and knows nothing, brain cells failing to make sense of sensory onslaught. Oh, good, they're leaving. Salmon crepe. Ate it like an ice cream cone. 3:05 p.m., same day, Ted's apartment. Sunny day. Good Falcon driving day. Lots of wind noise. Earplugs make driving the Falcon nicer. It's not the engine that's loud, it's the wind that comes in from everywhere. It's like riding a motorcycle with a full-face helmet that has an air leak or wind intrusion somewhere. Whistle, whistle, whistle. So earplugs solve that problem. This is still Tuesday of my week-long Don't Do RCR Stuff week. It's so hard not to work when you're the boss. Right now, Farah and the gang are on a jumbo airliner heading to the Far East. They're going to really force themselves not to work. I like realist writing because the point is what is, and the author takes a back seat to the world. It's a mess of individualism. We're not supposed to care about authorial intention, even though it exists. I am talking about art we make as teenagers. That art, music, loud, art. Draw a middle finger and make it fill the frame. A bloody nose, party hard, raise a fist, fight the principal, never back down. I am. I mean, what were we to think? You spend the first 25 years of your life under society's scolding finger. Your only culture is whatever is the other. Stiff little fingers, suspect to vice. But I wonder if my defiance, now more than a decade old, was pointless. It sure feels pointless now. My stupid Dodge Neon with her fake racing stripes. My all Beastie Boys mix. Oh God, I had a mix CD full of Kid Rock, Uncle Kracker, Molly Hatchet, some Eminem, and Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting by Elton John in there too. I had a Rage Against the Machine mix with Blur thrown in there as well. But when you're 21, rage is right. Because you're getting your own ideas now. But everybody in power, which includes your manager at Turkey Hill, dismisses you and anything you say. Yeah, you're just a kid still. And the only way those in power, and I'm making air quotes here, give your words consequence is if they're delivered with enough volume. But the problem was they respected you only as an unleashed stray dog, just to be pacified and contained. March 24th, 11:07 a.m. My apartment. The old man masturbates and rewrites his past. Now it's the same night. My favorite drinking bar. Eating after kickboxing class. I got a haircut today. New barber does a good job at concealing my hair loss in the front. My hair is thinning. I'm 35 years old. I've had a good run. If I can make it to age 40 with most of this hair, I'll be good. And then, it's all coming off. Some guy at the end of the bar looks like Christian Bale from American Psycho. I'm drinking bitter beer. And Dave says, I will go places you won't come back from. I should put that in my online dating profile. I will go places you won't come back from. March 25th. I just watched a 19-year-old, and this is back at my apartment. I just watched a 19-year-old have an anger meltdown over at Sheetz. Here's what happened. This kid was inside of this SUV, freaking out all by himself, totally filled with madness, like madness rage. His friend was pumping gas into that SUV. I mean, the friend was calm, clean cut, with a video game style tattoo on his inner left arm. But Anger Boy was inside the car in the front passenger seat. He was thin with shaggy, dark brown hair, and he was yelling into his phone. Now, all the windows were up on the SUV. So I go up to the clean-cut boy and ask if his friend is okay. Clean-cut boy said he was, and he gets that way sometime. I asked how old his friend was, and he said he's 19. And immediately I thought, you're just a kid. And I asked what the problem was, and it was the classic problem, the girlfriend. Clean Cut Boy says that she, the girlfriend, doesn't do anything, and he, Anger Boy, has to do everything. And I agree about 50% of that story. Anyway, Anger Boy is going on and on inside of this SUV. The funny thing was, I'm standing right by the car, and I couldn't make out a single word except for a few you don'ts. Ever watch a street fight play out? I mean, you could be right there and not understand a single word that's said. It's just noise, like the apes at the beginning of 2001 Space Odyssey. Unga bunga. April 28th, 2017, my apartment. Rain for the past 3 days. Sun tomorrow, though. I'll take the Falcon out. Don't let a day go to waste. Maybe go right with Roman. Maybe go to some other restaurant. I received a package of foodstuffs from New Zealand, and I sent them a package back with Pennsylvania goodies. Pineapple lumps. What a bizarre candy this is. Juliet told me to put them in the freezer. And she was right. They changed. The insides thawed quickly from brittle dust to goo in my mouth. So I sent Juliet 2 very important Pennsylvania snack foods. Tasty cakes, and because it's almost Easter, Peeps. It's now later that night, and I find my favorite beers are now of the 7% and higher variety. So I can have just one, and I'm delighted. My alarm clock remains unplugged, and I wish it to stay so. But that contraption wants its dominance over me. Yet the only way I would let myself concede or blunder into a position where it would master my life with his whip, pulling me back into wage slavery, is if I do it myself. YouTube is a heavenly existence. I enjoy sovereignty few do. And the Altoona trip proved that. So why then do other young men, and let's be frank, this is a testosterone problem, throw away their profession over petty squabbles with other men boys? I don't get it. March 30th. Gotta go to the gym. It's noon. All I did was export a POV video for Tuesday. Roman's album is in post-production, but there's no release date yet, and I haven't even heard it yet. I save all my poop for the locker room stall. Max disaster. April 2nd, 2017. I'm with Carrie and Steve in Hershey, Pennsylvania at Troegs Brewery. Carrie works for the Lehigh Valley Phantoms hockey team as part of the hype team. I'm drinking scratch beer, number 277, pale lager. Every time I come here, I drink too much. My food is bratwurst, big dick, stick thick thing of protein. I didn't have breakfast this morning. I woke up at 10:30 a.m. and just got in the Falcon and drove here. No breakfast. Now I'm eating jalapenos and drinking more beer, and my stomach is filled with Agent Orange. I look around, a lot of bored kids here. A brewery is where adults go to forever sit. Now I have hiccups. Oh man, slight headache. It happened here before with Len one time, here at Troegs. What's going on? One beer and my head hurts. And see, this doesn't happen when I buy Troegs out of the bottle. Right? Like, I can drink any Troegs out of a bottle or a can at home, but for the past 2 times I come to the brewery, one beer, headache, instant. Are they not cleaning the taps here? Anyway, I'm sure they are. I don't know what's going on. Oh, we have to go on a tour pretty soon at 2:15. We're going to do the whole, and we got to drink through that too. So we got to go on a tour around Troegs Brewery. But I learned my lesson a long time ago. Beer doesn't solve beer problems. I mean, if you get a headache from beer, more beer isn't going to solve this. I just learned about Bumble app, where women must contact first, so I'll give that a try. H. God, you should have seen this girl. Oh, woman. H. Guess why I'm calling her H. Big. It's like a cartoonist drew them. 2:24 p.m. Now I'm on the brewery tour. Okay, here's the cast of characters who are on this brewery tour. We got Jersey Princess with a fur-collared leather jacket. And over here we have Professor Offended. He has a black revolution hat, like a Che Guevara-style Castro-Cuban, revolutionary hat on. And that weird baseball cap thing. He's got a gray felt blazer with elbow patches and 4-button cuffs. He's got skinny, of course, dark blue jeans and long shoes and a barbell earring in his left earlobe. Or lobe. Or it's the piercing that goes on the top of the ear. You know what I'm talking about. Now we got yoga pants, because of course we have yoga pants. And our brewery tour guy is named Scott. The tour begins with an art gallery, which is made up of stuff from the brewery, so just garbage. That's nice to look at. Tour guide lists numbers. 25,000 cases, numbers, barrels, 40-foot high, solid oak. The beer does its own thing and lets the brewers know when it's ready. Here's our grain room. Chairs, bags, 2 tons of grain, super snacks. I'm looking at bags of malt, and they say Durst malts, Markensfelter something, Brussels, Germany. Room smells like a barn after you clean it, and then you air it out in the spring. The floor is unpainted concrete, and all trusses on the metalwork are painted blue. And the railing is painted yellow. Another tour guide member. This guy I'm calling Big Game. It's a man in his mid-40s. Camouflage baseball cap. Big Game. He's clean shaven. Eyeglasses. And the eyeglasses he's wearing are the most inexpensive style available at Sears Optical. They're the nice guy style frames. He's also wearing stonewashed jeans. Meet Big Game. We pass by an office. Troegs uses Asus and Dell computers with wireless mice. A book sits in the office. It's a softcover book that says good beer. The tour guide is talking on, but I'm more interested in all the minutiae of this building, and I know that's a very pretentious word to use, minutiae. We're now on the mezzanine and overlooking the dining area. Here's steel kettles. We heat them to blah, blah, blah degrees, hops, Mad Elf, Troegenator, 45 minutes, slowly separating. And I'm looking for H. Where is H? I'm up high now. Where is she? Long distance peeping. And she and her crew are gone. Oh, man. H. I see a biker boyfriend and his Korean girlfriend walk into Troegs. His jacket is too clean. He definitely arrived in a car. Oh, we're now being given a sample, some unreleased scratch raspberry bodega beer. It tastes like a shandy. This is the type of beer you give to people who go, I don't like beer. Well, here you go. Doesn't taste like beer. A floor squeegee rests on a tank. A wrench sits on a tank lid. A plastic cupboard says AGE foaming cleaner. Here is a bottling machine, and sometimes it gets finicky and caps go everywhere. Some of the bottling machines do have errant bottles lying on the floor. Workbench. Dell computer. There's a sign, a handwritten sign that says, do not have all 3 filler stages stanced at the same time. But then the whole thing is scribbled out, so they solve that problem? Okay, Troegs is releasing a new beer on Black Friday. It's a super limited release. It's called Impending Descent, and they made it in 2012. It was supposed to be for the end of the world. Remember that? And it was supposed to be, okay, what kind of beer would you drink at the end of the world? Well, they made this. It's some sort of heavy port, like a port-style beer, and it's been in barrels for the past 5 years. So it's probably going to come out like 12% out of those things. So I'm going to try to make it to that. On the way home, the temperature gauge stopped working on the Falcon, and when I got home, I just had to jiggle the little sensor. The temperature gauge that's on the Falcon isn't on the manifold. It's an inline temperature gauge on one of the coolant lines. So I just had to jiggle that, and now it works again. April 4th, 2017. I had a call with a producer. Here we go. I've had calls with producers before. They're all in Los Angeles because of course they are. And this one's trying to create some sort of automotive show. And I asked, what type of show do you want? And she said, well, that's not important right now. We just need to find the right personality. And I said, well, but what type of car show? Is it a build show? It could be anything. We just have to find the right personality. I just want to know more about you. Now, normally, I don't give the time of day to producers because all I get is form letters. I mean, this is probably what it feels like to be a pretty girl, just to get cut and paste messages all the time. But this one actually referenced a few things in video, so okay, you did the homework. So I talked to her on the phone. But she kept using the word personality, and I said, well, what more do you want to know? Well, we just want to know more about you. So I told a little bit, usually the elevator pitch. And she says, well, and what else can you tell me about you? So I said, well, when you drive a car, no one knows that you're a weirdo. Oh, I can understand that. So what else do you want to tell? And she kept using the word personality. It was a bizarre thing. And then I asked her, well, why did you contact? And then I asked her, what type of show do you want to make? And she says, well, that's not really up to me. I don't even like cars. Okay. So why? So who told you to talk to me? And there was a pause. There was a telltale pause. And she said, well, someone in our organization recommended you. And I said, oh. And what I should have said was, does this person have a name? I'll talk to them. But that's, I'm not interested. April 7th, 2017. Today was heavy loneliness today. Extra dark on the dating sites. I hardly did anything until kickboxing class, MMA. I knew I would feel better by then. And I did, get the blood flowing. Now it's 8:30 p.m., same night, And I'm at the crappy Italian place that I only go to with the MMA class when they want to go. I was going to get the seafood salad, but Gwen said, I wouldn't here. Anything seafood here, I wouldn't. So I got the Coppola and provolone wrap. The placemat has ads for local businesses, and it's the same deal with the plastic red cup holding my water. Yeah, I feel better. I was supposed to go to some party tomorrow, but it was a different Justin Kramer. I don't know, maybe I'll just go see what the real Justin Kramer is doing. I don't know. There's a husband and wife at the table across from us, and they both have matching camo shirts.